Nzoth here with the final day of the Nzoth event. For the first task we need to complete today, it is the heroic Popsicooler bounty with at least 3 Murlocs on the team. And this is one of those tasks that I actually spent quite a while trying to figure out how to do it. And it turned out I should have just went with the simplest solution. Murlocs. Murlocs are surprisingly really good on this bounty, especially because there's a lot of easy treasures you can actually look for to make your time a lot easier on the boss fight. For example, if you do find the Murloc Scramble treasure, since it is a passive ability, on your way up to the boss fight, you're going to have an incredibly easy time to actually complete it, or even the treasure that gives all your mercenaries Wind Fury, but none of these are actually necessary, as I did complete this task a few more times without either of those, and just with the generic +5/+5 to all Murloc treasure. So let's begin with the breakdown. So for the trip up to the boss, I mainly use Murkai with his Finvasion ability with Bubble 1 as his equipment, Murky with March of the Murlocs with Slime Time, and sometimes Bubbly Bobble depending if I needed to protect some of my mercenaries, and Mutanus with Iridescent Necklace with Scaly Taunt just to reduce the damage that any of our mercenaries would actually take from a protector. And this surprisingly was quite a tanky team and had a very easy time to actually get up to the boss. And once we got to the boss, I used these same 3 Murlocs to start out with. Then I went into Murgle as an additional way to heal and do additional damage with Spiky Pufferfish. Then I used Cookie with appetizers and basically just spammed Fish Feast. And Malfurion is just in here because he was part of the initial test run that I did, but I didn't really use him that much. And with the footage that I'm going to show you, he was actually dead by the time we actually got to the boss, so he doesn't actually matter. You just need the Murlocs. With that being said, let's look at how I did the boss fight. Alright, so the treasures we had for this run were basically all the Murloc additional attack and HP, which makes this a lot easier to actually do, but it is a very common treasure to actually find, so you shouldn't have much issues with finding it. For the boss fight, we're just going to put down Old Murkai, followed by Murky, and then Mutanus. We're probably going to put Murky on the left of Mutanus or Old Murkai, and then we're just going to hard focus down the Taunt minion. I know we can technically give Taunt to the Popsicooler and nuke it down, which I did do in a previous test run, but this is a much safer route to actually do because you should be able to finish it off in 2 turns. Or even just 1 turn. And then the next target we're going to do is Popsicooler itself. We're going to use Scaly Taunt to decrease the damage that Mutanus actually takes. Though we could have probably just attacked with Mutanus, it didn't matter too much here. I like to play it a little bit safe when it comes to stuff like this, just because I'd rather be able to kill the Popsicooler in a long game than a short game, as long as it guarantees me success, especially because it was going to hit for 52. And we did reduce it by at least 8 damage there. And now we can just attack into it. We're going to use the Scaly Taunt again. And now the Popsicooler itself is dead. Now we're going to focus down the other caster just to make it a lot easier. We're going to give Divine Shield to one of our mercenaries. Sadly, we can't trigger the nature combo on it, but it is what it is. This should allow us to finish off the caster right here. Then we're just going to have to worry about the fighter last. The sad thing here is if we actually had the fighter dead quicker, we could have actually just did this with 3 mercenaries instead of 5, but we'll see how this turns out. As long as Old Murkai survives, you're in a really good position. Now we can just finish them off. Alright, I hope this video was helpful for you to figure out Task 9 of the Nzoth event, and if it was, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and until the next one, bye bye.